Welcome. Thank you so much for having a look at this. My name is Jonathan. I am the big bleeper at Bleep Media. And what we do is we get clients for you. Our slogan is your customers are here. And what we mean by that is that when you hire us, we actually do bring you customers. We don't just take your money and say thank you. So let's start with this. I've made basically a layout here that walks you through how this works. When I say I've made, Amanda has made it. Amanda's the graphic artist, so she's put it together. But this explains what happens on a month-to-month basis with Bleep Media. So we'll just start at the top. The hardest thing to understand about digital marketing is what we actually do. It looks like magic and it feels like trickery, but in reality, it's just following a set path over a set period of time to get a pre-planned result. Now, sometimes you are going to feel like there's money going out and nothing happening, but like any endeavor, sometimes there's things to build that happen in the background, not in the foreground, and it just feels that way. There is things going on, and this will help you understand that. Our short-term goal is to get you customers that you can buy, and the long-term goal is to buy you the resources that will build the systems that deliver you customers for a minimum cost. To make this clear, to give you a really clear analogy of this, it's like building a wind turbine. It's very expensive. In this particular case, digital marketing is not very expensive for what it gives you, but a wind turbine is very expensive. But when it is built, it will last for many years and it gives free energy. And exactly the same way, digital marketing, when it's built, will actually send you clients more or less for free. Like, there are obviously ongoing costs. We call them maintenance costs, but they're very low compared to the amount of clients you get. So let's start at the beginning here. Many people want it. Well, this is like the most common thing that I see out and about when I'm talking to clients is everyone wants to have more customers. I mean, it's a natural thing. Just like in the old days, we wanted to have safety and more food. So it was pretty simple. We want more. But most businesses aren't prepared to do what it takes to get more customers. Now, when I say most businesses, I'm talking about all businesses that start. Now, I don't know if you understand the stats on small business. There's only two ways to actually get more customers. The first one is to pay large amounts of rent, and therefore the person you are paying that rent to, in exchange for that rent, let's say it's Westfield shopping centres, in exchange for that enormous rent, they're going to send you, or at least they're supposed to, send you large amounts of customers to walk past your shop. The second way to do it is to spend large amounts of money on advertising. Now, the trouble with most small businesses is they refuse to do both. They start in the worst premises and they spend no money on advertising, and they just expect their great idea, and it might be a great idea, but they just expect it to go off by itself. And in reality, that doesn't work. And we know that because when we look at the small business registrations and the amount of small businesses that fall off each year, the numbers are horrifying. Year one, 80% of businesses fail. Year two, 80% of businesses that are surviving fail. And year three, 60% of businesses that are surviving fail, which leaves at the end of year three and the beginning of year four, only 1.6% of businesses have made it. All right, that figure is horrifying to me. So only 1.6% of businesses that start end up making it past the fourth year, all right, or the third year. So let's have a look at this. So when you hire us, right now in this particular case, we're talking about $1,000 a month retainer. For that $1,000 a month, we're going to do the following. Now, anything in blue is pay-per-click, and some of the pink, which is SEO, those two colors do have some additional costs that are over and above our retainer, but they're small. It's just what you want to spend. But I'll explain as we go. All right, so month one, the first thing we do is we set up reputation management. Now, the reason we set up reputation management first is because what's coming in the future, in the next year or so, is that reputation will be everything. People will literally Google your business, and if your reputation is not intact, they'll just move on. So by intact, I mean you need to have a 4+ star rating on Google. So if you are under 4 stars, they will keep looking for someone else. And this has been proven in America already. So in Australia, we're lucky. We've got America to be our guide. There are businesses going out of business in America right now purely because of their reputation. So we set that up in month 1. We also set up an email capture system that allows you to capture emails and then be able to email them in the future. Now, if you talk to any business coach, they will tell you that emails, what we call owned clients or owned emails, are the most valuable thing you can do. And almost every business I deal with don't capture these emails on a regular basis. So we will set that up for you in month 1 as well. And we'll also do some data and research for you in month 1, where we're going to start building out the campaigns about what we're going to do. Month 2, we're going to do keyword research. This is one of those things we have to do behind the scenes. You can't really see what we're doing. We use a series of programs and we find the keywords that are especially relevant to your business. We then start pay-per-click testing. So our goal in the early months here is to be able to buy you clients. In other words, we want to spend $5 or $10 or $20 or even $100 to get you a client that returns you significantly more. So for example, if you sell beans and you can sell a bag of beans for $100 and they cost you $50 and I can get you a client for $10, you're making $40 every time you sell one. So it's a great system there. All right, so in month 2, we're starting the pay-per-click testing. So you see a little round sign here, just over here, there's this little round sign. This means that pay-per-click is making you 0% return right now. So it's a cost, it's got no return. Split testing, we're going to run what we call a 20 split, which means we break the ad down into 20 different ways of writing that ad, and we test them and we knock out the bad ones all the way through. And at the end of that process, it takes a month to do. And at the end of that process, we end up with a couple of what we call clear ads. Now, these clear ads are ads that are tested, and we know that when you put $100 into them, you're going to make more money back out of those ads. So you're never behind on your advertising. Now you're in front every time you advertise. And it actually becomes a game of how much you can spend each week rather than how much it costs each week. Because the more you can put into it, the more clients you'll get coming. We'll also build out your first funnel. And this is the secret weapon of online marketing. Funnels make everything else work. So if you don't have a proper sales funnel built, nothing else works. It all just becomes very inadequate and quite lackluster. Now this star, whenever you see these stars, these are our reputation management. And so at the end of month 2, you should be approaching 20 5-star reviews on your business that we've got for you. So these 20 5-star reviews, Google takes 13% of its ranking algorithm and gives it to reviews. So if you have less than 4-star reviews, Google is marking your business down. And if you have 4.2, 4.5, 4.7, 4.8, very few people average 5. Most people average in the high 4s or mid 4s, and restaurants and places like that struggle to get above 3s. So when you do this properly and you manage it properly, we can get you up into the 4s and away you go. Now, month 3, we're going to work on basic website SEO, and we're going to work with either rebuilding your website if we have to. There might be a cost involved in that. It might be something we choose to do in our $1,000 a month. It just depends on what sort of client you are and how big the website is and what's needed. At this point, SEO is making you no money. All right. We then move to writing blogs to the keywords over here that we researched. Now, I will actually write some of these blogs for you, and we'll also instruct you how to get me the information I need to write those blogs. So we basically commit to writing 2 blogs each month for you in your retainer. Now, if you go and hire someone to write a blog, you can get it done cheaply overseas for a few $100s, or you can get it done expensively here in Australia for like $1,000 or $2,000. I will actually put aside time and write blogs early on here. So at this point, blogs are making 0% return because it's early days. Now, we're out of month 2. We've done our testing over here on the pay-per-click, and we're now into clear ads. And we publish those clear ads. And now our road sign here is telling us that we've got 100% of our new customers coming in from pay-per-click. Now that's great. It's going to cost you money to put those ads in. You can spend $5 a day, you can spend $10 or you can spend $50 a week, or you can spend $100 a week, or you can spend $1,000 a week. It's up to you what you want to spend on the actual cost of ads. But since they are clear ads, and we know we've tested them, we know they work, they'll return you more than what they cost. Then we're going to add 2 backlinks to the website. So backlinks are the most important thing for ranking your website with Google. They're the hardest thing to do, and 2 doesn't sound like very many, but when we get high quality ones, they actually add up. And if we do 2 each month for the rest of the time, in this first 12 months, you're going to have a very strong website at the end. Month 4, ad management. We're now putting these ads that are running, and we're making sure we're testing. We keep looking at the clear ads, and we keep looking at the testing. So we actually will run another split, and we'll actually keep this ad management that happens each month is about making sure the ads are working and keeping them working, because they change over time. Write 2 blogs to the keywords that we researched. Now, I should explain that the keyword research, if you are selling beans, then we want to find what the keywords are that people search for to buy your beans. Now, it might be wholesale beans, or it might be beans that are healthy, or it might be beans I can cook at home. We find those keywords for you, and we've got programs that do that. And those programs tell us what keywords we want to own, and then we write these blogs to own them. And it takes time for these blogs to build momentum on Google. But we write these blogs specially, and they're written in a very certain way that delivers what we call SEO back to the blog. So when Google reads the blog, they understand that this particular business knows what they're talking about when it comes to healthy beans. So when someone types in healthy beans into Google, they actually, Google says, okay, well, these people are looking for healthy beans. I know a company who's written a beautiful blog on healthy beans. I'm going to send them across to them. All right, so add 2 more backlinks, adjust the website SEO. Again, it's like the pay-per-click. We're going to have to manage that on an ongoing basis, but it keeps growing. Month 5, ad management, write 2 more blogs to keywords. We're now moving up into probably 30 or 40 5-star reviews, and our system gets you more positive reviews than negative reviews, as long as your business isn't bad. Sometimes we end up with a client where the business has actually got bad systems in place. I had one client who wouldn't sack his service manager, and his service manager just kept getting bad reviews. Well, that's crazy. You've got to look after your own business, and at that point, we told that client, you've got to do something, or else this is going to fail, and he finally did. So add 2 backlinks to website, adjust the SEO. Month 6, we're coming in. So what's starting to happen now is we're starting to even out. We're moving into more of a natural rhythm. There's things to do each month. There's things to keep going. We've got to keep writing 2 blogs. And you're allowed to write more blogs than this too, by the way. And I'll teach you how to actually do this, and how, if you're a medical practice, then, it might get your doctors to write a blog each per month. And I can actually do the SEO part for it. If they write the basic idea down, I can actually edit it and put the SEO into it. It'll make it rank. We're now dropping our pay-per-click. Here's our speed limit sign. We're dropping our pay-per-click. It's coming down to 80% of our clients rather than 100%, because our blog, these first blogs we wrote back here, they're starting to rank, and they're starting to send you free clients each month because of these blogs we wrote. So we're getting 10% of our clients now from blogs, and we're getting 10% from SEO, which is how the website is actually built to talk to Google. Now, these figures that I'm talking about here, these are just for an illustration. These are not a contract that we're making with you. It varies from business to business. Sometimes this first blog we write can get 50% of your customers coming through, because it's just so powerful, and you've got such a beautiful niche that you can own. But for a normal business, it's going to take a couple of months to get 10% of your customers coming out of blogs. Add 2 more backlinks. SEO's bringing in 10%. Keep adjusting, keep managing, keep writing new blogs, more backlinks, more adjustments. We're now into month 8. And what we've done here, we've started off here, and obviously this is an infographic, but this is like the desert out here. And everyone's excited starting, but they get worn out along the way. There's many obstacles. You got to go through the desert of death, and you got to go over the waterfall of fear, and etc. But as we come down further, we're moving out of the desert. We're coming into nice green farmland and stuff here. Things are starting to work. Our ads are working. We're making money. And we finally get down around about month 8, month 9. We're sort of building a small city. We've got our farm and our crops and everything working. We can feed ourselves easily. The business is well out of danger. We're growing, and things are looking really healthy now. So ad management, write 2 more blogs, add more backlinks, adjust the website. We keep going. We're now moving up towards probably 50 to 60 5-star reviews on your website, which is really powerful for Australia. In America, often sites have, you go and Google a business in America, they'll often have 200 reviews, of which, they've got 150 odd 5-star. That's where we're aiming for. We want to get there within a year or 2. But right now in Australia, if you're more than 40 5-star reviews, you've got a very strong ranking with Google because of that. So ad management, write more blogs, come through, and now we're coming into almost like an oasis. We're moving out of we're moving out of something that's working well, we're moving into paradise, because this is where it really starts to get exciting. And we've got this plane landing here. Now, way up here, we started off with a little plane taking off, and that's supposed to be a little Cessna 152 with 2 people in it. And as it comes along, it actually grows. And as we move through the months, we end up with a big 747 being able to land down here. Just made that. Okay, so as we come into month 12, we're now moving, our pay-per-click starting to drop. Right, we're coming down. We now have a tap that we can turn on and off with the pay-per-click. So if for some reason our blogs and stuff don't have a good month and we don't get a lot of clients out of our blogs and SEO, and that happens occasionally, things are just slow or whatever, you can literally turn on the tap. We've got all the ads. You just say, I'm going to put a couple $100 into that, and I'll add a few more clients that way this month. And you can turn that tap on and off as you will. And we've got some sales organizations that do that, where they run a bit low on leads and they can just turn that tap on. And we come down. And where we end up at the end here is we basically end up at moving into maintenance. Now you've got 2 choices. You move into maintenance and pay less than our $1,000 a month. We've got a maintenance fee that we charge around $500 a month. And that maintains things and keeps them going as they are. Or you can say, right, Jono, well, that's great. We've done that with product number 1. We now want you to do exactly the same thing for product number 2. And it might be, you've been working on beans this year, but now you're going to work on, I don't know, peanuts or something like that. And off we go again, and we just go back to the top and we start all over again and repeat that. And at the end of every 12-month period, we're building out a complete system that's going to get you ongoing leads. And we're going to have this wind turbine that we built that is just pumping out the power for you on an ongoing basis. So here's Bleep Media. There's us online, and obviously your customers are here. That's what we do. I'm Jonathan, the big bleeper at Bleep Media. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it explains what we do. Thank you so much for listening in. I really appreciate it. Cheers.